Oh, I'm saying it's in my way now. The train been here since I've been here and it ain't took off yet. I got here
gonna sit there about 2 days.
I got here at 7 something.
The train gonna sit for about 2 days.
Well, the day before another Birmingham mother was killed, police say 21-year-old Anaya Nowden is accused of shooting a 36-year-old mother, Justina Wallace, in front of her children. Police tell us that both women have a child with the same man.
How could you possibly walk through children, 2 kids with a gun, and point it to another person that's holding the child? That's sad.
What does it mean to be a mother? To nurture, to protect, to dream of a future for your children? What if that future was ripped away in an instant? What if, in the blink of an eye, a mother's love was met with unimaginable violence? This is the story of Justina Wallace. A story that will leave you breathless. Justina Wallace was 36 years old. A mother of 5, pregnant with her 6th child. She had moved to Birmingham, Alabama, seeking a fresh start, a better life for her kids. She worked tirelessly, juggling motherhood and her dreams. She was building a future, brick by brick. She was doing it. Then, on July 7, 2023, everything shattered. In the Norwood neighborhood of Birmingham, Justina's life was tragically cut short. But the story doesn't end there. It's just the beginning. And the truth is far more complicated than anyone could have imagined. Stick around, because what you're about to hear will shock you. What do you think could have led to this tragedy? Let me know in the comments below. Welcome to Whistles of True Crime, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most chilling true crime tales. If you crave real-life crime stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat, you're in the right place. Kindly subscribe to this channel now and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. Birmingham, Alabama, a city steeped in history and culture, serves as the backdrop for this tragic story. Known for its pivotal role in the civil rights movement, Birmingham is a city of resilience and transformation. It is nestled amidst rolling hills and lush greenery, offering scenic parks and trails for outdoor enthusiasts. While Birmingham has made strides in recent years, it still grapples with challenges related to crime and gun violence. The city's crime rate remains higher than the national average, with incidents of violent crime and property crime occurring more frequently. Gun violence is a particularly pressing concern, with shootings and homicides impacting communities across the city. For Justina, Birmingham was home. She poured her heart into her work and her greatest joy. Her children. She envisioned a future filled with college graduations, weddings, grandchildren. A life of love and laughter. What were her hopes and dreams? What do you think about that? But fate, as it often does, had other plans. Justina's life intersected with Anaya Nowden's in a complicated way. They shared a connection, a man, a bond that would become tragically entangled. How do you think this connection came to be? There were whispers, incidents, tensions. A disagreement here, a crossed word there. Nothing concrete, nothing that anyone could have predicted. Or could they? Were these just isolated events, or were they warning signs? What could possibly lead to the events that were about to unfold? What do you think? July 7, 2023. An ordinary day that would shatter lives forever. At an apartment complex in Norwood, Birmingham, the clock ticked towards tragedy. What seemed like a normal summer afternoon was about to turn into a nightmare. What could possibly happen on this normal day? Justina was holding her 2-year-old daughter, Sky. Imagine that. A mother, her child in her arms. Then, the unthinkable happened. A gunshot. One shot. Everything changed in that instant. How can something like this even happen? Whispers, screams, the frantic ringing of 911. My baby. She's been shot. The chaos, the terror, it was a scene no one could ever forget. Who witnessed this tragedy? What did they see? Sirens wailed. Flashing lights pierced the darkness. The apartment complex was now a crime scene. Paramedics raced against time. Justina lay wounded. Every second mattered. Could they save her? The hospital doors swung open. Doctors fought valiantly. Justina and her unborn child, their lives hung in the balance. But the damage was too severe. How could this happen? The investigation began. Detectives worked tirelessly, piecing together the events of that horrific day, and within hours they had a suspect. Anaya Nowden. What evidence did they find? The weight of the law descended. Anaya Nowden was charged with capital murder. A charge that carries the ultimate penalty. What will happen next? The news spread like wildfire.
Out of Birmingham, where we've learned a woman is fighting for her life after being shot this evening.
Police tell us it happened in the 3200 block of 17th Avenue near the Norwood area. Investigators say it started as an argument between two women who share a child that quickly turned violent. One woman was taken to a nearby hospital. The other woman, along with a man, were taken into custody. We'll keep you updated on this incident on the WVTM 13 app.
Now our officers and detectives are on the scene of a person shot. Just before 7 p.m., North Precinct officers were dispatched to the 3200 block of 17th Avenue North on report of a person shot. Officers arrived on scene when they observed an adult female suffering from a gunshot wound in an apartment complex. Birmingham Fire and Rescue personnel arrived on the scene and transported the victim to UAB Hospital. She has suffered life-threatening injuries. The preliminary investigation has revealed that the victim was involved in a verbal argument with a separate adult female, and we believe the second adult female shot our victim. Officers detained an adult female and an adult male for questioning. They have been transported to the Birmingham Police Headquarters, where our felony assault detectives, along with our homicide detectives, will interview them due to the severity of the victim's injuries. And right now we can release that we believe the victim does in fact know the person who shot her. And their relationship is, and this is preliminary, we believe that both women possibly share a child in common with a separate adult male.
Justina's family was shattered. Shamari Cook, Justina's sister, described her as a loving mother, a vibrant spirit. Words cannot express the pain they endured. How do you cope with such a loss? The Norwood community was in shock. Grief hung heavy in the air. Flowers piled up at the apartment complex. Candles flickered in the night. Everyone was asking the same question, why? And then, Sky's birthday, 2 years birthday, a milestone, but Justina wasn't there. Imagine that a little girl, celebrating her birthday without her mother. How can a child understand such a tragedy? What kind of future awaits Sky? Anaya Nowden stood before the court. The charge, capital murder. A life for a life. The question hung in the air, guilty or not guilty? She entered her plea. Not guilty. The wheels of justice began to turn. But what really happened? The trial commenced. The prosecution laid out their case. Witnesses took the stand. Each piece of the puzzle, slowly falling into place. Or so it seemed. What secrets were still hidden? The jury deliberated. The tension was unbearable. And then the verdict. Guilty. Justice? Or just the beginning of another chapter? The sentence, life in prison without parole. Case closed.
Murder suspect
Think again.
killing a woman has been denied bond. Anaya Nowden is accused of killing a woman during an argument in the Norwood community on July 7th. A judge ordered the capital murder suspect remain in jail before her trial because the shooting happened in front of a child. If convicted, she could spend the rest of her life in prison.
But why? The question hangs heavy in the air. What drove Anaya Nowden to such a horrific act? But do these explanations truly satisfy? Can we ever fully comprehend the darkness that can consume a human heart? What do you think? This tragedy is not an isolated incident. It's a symptom of something larger. Violence. Domestic disputes. The devastating impact on children. Sky, a little girl robbed of her mother. Her future uncertain. This case forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. What are we doing to protect our children? What can we do to prevent tragedies like this from happening again? The questions remain. And the answers are far from simple. Amidst the tragedy, it's easy to forget the light. Justina was more than a victim. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend. Her spirit deserves to be remembered. What do you remember most about Justina? But above all, Justina was a mother. Her children were her world. Her love for them shone brighter than any star. A love that was tragically cut short. A love that will live on forever. How will Sky remember her mother? 5 lives forever changed. Sky and her siblings are now without their mother. How do they cope with such a devastating loss? What kind of future awaits them? The questions linger, unanswered. Justina's story is a call to action. We cannot stand by and do nothing. We must do more to support victims of violence. We must do more to prevent violence. We must do more to protect our children. Justina Wallace's story will not be forgotten. Her memory will live on. And her story will continue to resonate. What will you remember most? With deepest sympathy, we mourn the loss of Justina Wallace. Our hearts go out to her family and loved ones during this incredibly difficult time. Justina's story is a story that needs to be told. It's a story that needs to be heard. If you've been moved by Justina's story, kindly like this video. Share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories like this. And most importantly, let's continue the conversation. What can we do to make a difference? Let us know in the comments below. Your voice matters. Thank you for watching to the end, and until next time, stay safe.